Wow, that was great. Matty Tarot did that intro. Hi, everybody. I see there's some comments already. Look at that. Say hi. I have been gone and I'm back. Maddie should be in shortly. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Yasmina. How are you guys doing? I see there's some other people here. Say hi. I'm going to bring the comments down so I can read them. Hello, Julie. Hi, everybody. I know I love that intro. Well, the vacation was a lot of fun. What happened is my youngest is getting married and he flew in from Texas with his fiance. And so I got to meet her family and it was a whirlwind every day. So I got to go dress shopping and I picked out the reception outfit and she got the veil, all that kind of stuff. So that was really cool. That was a lot of fun. And it's a great family, great family. So it was good. And in the fall will be the wedding. It'll be in Texas. So we're looking forward to that. Okay, so I even forgot to get my cards out and everything, but I just grabbed them all. And so, did you guys watch Maddie? How did that go this week? I popped in one time, and we were by the pool, and so I just said, I'm chilling by the pool." So that was kind of fun. You guys had a good time. So, oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad you guys all tuned in. And so he should be here shortly. And so if anyone's new how this works, we randomly select for reading. So you just post a question or request. As the hour goes, sometimes we can't get back to the top of your comments. So make sure you repost if you didn't get a reading. Repost your question later on so that we have a chance to see it. Thank you, Yasmina. Yeah, we're all excited. So let's see, you have to be 18 or older to get a reading. Readings are for entertainment only. No health, no legal. Health includes pregnancy. If you're going to ask about another person, please don't put their name in your request. Just put something like person of interest or ex or, relative or something like that. We can just connect to that energy. We don't have to have their name. A lot of times when I do readings, people send me photos, lots of photos of everybody, of all their birth dates and their full names and all this stuff. I really don't need that. I like to know when I do a reading, because I do them pretty fast. When I'm, doing a reading for someone, we'll ask them if it's a love reading, are you in a relationship or not? Just goes a lot faster. But yeah, some people like to have the astrology and all that. Some readers do because they're trained in that. And I don't know much about astrology except for Libra, who I am. So I don't need that. Hi, everybody. I see everybody. So tonight, let's see, what is this? The 24th. I would still do, if you want a particular month this year, I can look at that. Actually, I can look any year in the future, anywhere in the future. And the university in New York, I had someone doing their paper, they're doing some kind of a project. They invited me to go and predict 50 years ahead. And so I'm on some museum, I'm on a video or an audio, I can't remember which, audio talking about the future in 50 years. And hi, James, just post your question, you guys. And also, I can look at June, July, and August, or I can look at a certain month, or just post your question. Okay, what were the other? Do you guys remember the rest of the rules? I think we pretty much got it all. These are free readings. Matty Tarot should be in here any minute. If you want to tip Matty or I, there's a link scrolling behind, beneath us on the bar. Otherwise, there are live links in the description. Hi, Phantom Punk. I can look at that for you. So Maddie might pop in and then we'll say hi, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. And okay, so I think you guys know how it works. I'm glad everybody had a good week. Let me see. Let me just kind of read her. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay. I'm going to go ahead. How I work is I connect to your energy, and then I use tarot cards, and I use the Rider white deck, and then I look at whatever you ask me to look at. So I am going to start so that we can get some done here. Okay, so 1 month reading. I'm going to do June, July for you so that we can make sure that we're hitting these last days that we have here. Can everybody hear me? I mean, I have air conditioning. It was so hot today. Are you guys in a hot area? Oh my gosh, weather's crazy. Phantom. Okay. All right, good. I am going to go ahead and connect your energy right now. Oops, I knew it. Hey, I missed you.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Good. How are you doing?
Oh, wonderful. I missed you too.
Oh,
Glad to have you back.
oh, good. It's nice to be wanted. I went over most of the rules and stuff, and we've been talking. And Phantom, you're in Chicago in the high 90s. Yeah. Well, we got in the low mid 90s here today. It was hot. It's hot. So,
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
how was your week without me?
It was good. It was good. I did Monday and Friday like we talked about.
I did comment on in one of the shows.
I know, I saw.
I was by the pool and I'm going, no, I'm by the
saw
pool.
that.
Oh yeah, it was a great a lot going on.
Did you have fun though?
Yeah, and we did get the dress and an outfit for the reception and her veil. So she's pretty well set there. That was a lot of fun.
That's good. I'm glad.
And one of those great families, a really good family. So I'm really glad. Hi Carlos, hope you're doing well. I know you get better and take
Hi,
care
everybody.
of you. Okay, you can talk and say hi. I'm going to connect to this energy. I'll be right with you.
I'm just saying hi, everybody. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Thanks for joining us today. Debbie already went over all the rules. I'm still getting my stuff out.
One.
I've got my charms, my inner guidance messages, and then the Muse Tarot today. Oh, and look at these sage bundles I got. Aren't they adorable?
Oh wow, those are neat. Those are cute.
They are. I love them. I love them. Oh, you guys, wait, hold on. We're missing something. The intro.
I did it.
Oh, you already did it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was
it
late.
Worked out
Sorry.
perfect. It worked out perfect.
Good, I'm glad.
I know. I was like, should I run it? Should I not? And then I go, no, I'm going to go live. I took myself out, went live, and hit the button, and it was just perfect.
Oh, I love it.
It's so cool. I do too. Okay, Phantom Punk, I'm getting out your June and July cards. It's all good, except for one card, the energy over you. But the card that comes down for you, I love it. The Four of Wands is the card of celebration, party. It's such a great uplifting card that represents you. I use this for if I'm looking at a committed relationship, I'm looking at an engagement. But I get party. This is you, party, celebration. Really good. I love it. The energy, though, crossing you is that stuck card. Sometimes that comes in, and this is the card, the big stuck card of like maybe I can't do something about something, or I'm stuck, or not going forward, or whatever. So just blow that away because the rest of the cards are pretty darn good. In the future, so past the time I'm looking at, so that would be after July, I get really good news of money for you. I also get in the past, possibly you were a little bit stuck on making a decision or not seeing clearly, but everything that's in the past. I got good cards for you. For June, I do get the beginning of this is the Lover's card, making choices in love and romance, sometimes having a little romance come in. Um, I also get this wonderful entrepreneurial card of success with maybe if you were interested in doing your being your own boss or having a certain business or any kind of thing that has an entrepreneurial spirit. If you were to do that, I get a lot of success there as well. You are multi-skilled. I'm going to put this little sticker moment here, a sticker right on your forehead that says capable. Whenever anybody gets this card, I'm never worried about them. I said they can do anything they want. They are multi-skilled and they have all those wonderful things that will get them through life. So in, I would say August, I feel like you're using all these great skills. I do see you kind of waiting on some kind of results in July to see what was going to happen. That's okay. I do have a woman here, a Queen of Wands. So I get an ambitious female, someone who is business, probably educated. I also feel like this is a motivator. This person will motivate. So very, very good. I get a trip for you at the end of July. I don't think it's outside of the country in which you reside, but I do have this adventure for you, and that's what I have.
That was lovely, Debbie.
Thank you.
Give me just a moment. I've chosen Julie. I'm going through a lot of transition. Lost a family member, maybe moving, career change possible, and I'm thinking if I should just be single. So much is in limbo. Would love a 3-month reading. All right, I'm still pulling the cards, so just a moment more.
I'll be posting throughout the hour the names of the next person that gets a reading. So I'm going to post one now.
Okay. So, Julie, what is... hold on. Okay, Julie, I have a question for you. It's kind of a rhetorical. But what is the real reason you want to be single? What is the real reason? Because... keep still be quiet. Okay. Because so life is full of transitions and life is full of changes, and the only thing that's constant in this life. The only thing that doesn't change is the fact that everything's constantly changing. That's the one thing that is consistent. Everything is constantly changing. We are changing, nature's changing, people around us are changing, relationships, jobs, everything, the weather, like everything is in a constant state of change. And so we as humans, it's kind of, it kind of gives us a problem to deal with, because we build our safety and security and our feeling of, how do you say, to be able to be assured about something, we kind of root it in this like foundational structure of things, right? And in a world that's constantly uprooting itself and changing, that's kind of hard to hold on to at times. Um, there's there's something here about you. You may, okay, so in a relationship, you want a partner that's going to be able to bear all of those things with you, the changes of life, the up and down, the like everything, right? And so that's why a lot of times relationships have a huge strain on them, is because of all the changes that we go through in life. And if something as small as a transition or losing a family member or moving can uproot your relationship, I think there's a deeper issue there that you're not looking at. So I ask you, what is the real reason you want to be single? In the month of July, I see here you want time to focus on self. You need simplicity in your life, and so you feel like you've given so much in other areas. You've given so much of yourself that you don't take any time for yourself. You don't tend to your own needs, um, and you kind of want to simplify everything. So I see you cutting down, simplifying in July, and I see you kind of tending to self a bit more. But then in in July, August, I see you feeling stuck in a commitment, and that's why I think what I'm saying here is that I don't think you actually want to be in this relationship, and it doesn't have anything to do with all the transitions in your life. It just that's just the catalyst for you finally kind of getting weeding out something that you don't want to be in, that you haven't wanted to be in for a while. um because in August, I feel you really you feel you want expansion, you feel like you're being held back, and you feel like you're stuck in a commitment. And so I do see you finally in um September breaking that and cutting the cord. There is heartbreak here. It hurts you to have to do this because you do care about the person, but you just don't feel like they're right for you. I do see that this finally happened. Whether or not this happens in August or September, either way, you feel it heavily in September. Um, you just don't feel like you ever got the recognition or the like. You don't feel like you were seen in the way you want to be seen, and you don't feel like you ever got, like, this person didn't show up for you in the way you needed them to. But they were good in other ways. But you're being honest with yourself, and this is something that has been long brewing. But there's going to be a lot of commotion that happens around this time in September. You're asked to remain still and keep quiet. Don't feed into the drama, because it might be a little dramatic of an end. But your charms here, I see the bow. The bow shows um, passiveness. So this is something. What I was saying was, I feel like you kind of are passive in a bit in your communication of your needs, or in your interactions with others, and so don't speak up and maybe accept things that you're not necessarily fully comfortable with, or that you don't really like, or you don't really exert your opinion. And so in this passivity, it builds a lot of resentment towards others because they're not getting the communication that how you're feeling, right? And so they're just moving along like everything's fine. Meanwhile, you're hurt by something, or you're being affected in some way, and not saying something because you're kind of passive about it. And so what I'm seeing here is that this tower moment has to do with you finally stopping, not finally fully stopping, but it does look like you start to stop doing that. And there's some sort of clouded judgment has kept you from doing this. And I think it's because you are trying to save someone or save yourself from the discomfort of having to be fully honest. There's the pink flamingo here. This is healing. Um and then the stethoscope is following your heart, listening to your heart. So this tower moment that's coming, the Eiffel Tower, is due to you finally listening to your heart and taking your head out of the clouds to stop being so passive in regard to what you really want and feel. And this brings about change and the healing. There's a lot of like house cleaning you got to do, and by house cleaning I mean of the self, of what you associate with, and this in turn expands. um it expand you have you experience a lot of expansion here, but there's also heartbreak. There's also parts that need to die off and that you need to mourn. um but you're being asked to do so, to not feed into the drama, and to take your time, and to really hone in on what makes sense to you, because for far too long now you've been doing what makes sense to everyone else and just kind of going along with it. And it's about time. You're exhausted of doing that. Okay. I hope this resonated. That's all I have for you this evening.
That was great. I love the charms. It's my favorite thing.
They're fun.
Okay. Yes. They're so cute. Okay. Can I just say gay or gaya? Because I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Will you have a reunion with your ex? I have a very clear answer on that. I'm going to go through the first four cards. They're for you, and then I'm going to give you your answer. The card set represents you right now is a little not seen clearly, a little stuck. It's my little stuck card, so I'm not worried about it. I do get this thinking about uh, or someone being like the Queen of Wands is over you in temporary energy. This can be someone in spirit or somebody that you're thinking about. This is that very dynamic woman that really wants to get somewhere in life, very much climbing that ladder of success, and can be a very good friend. So I do have that energy over you. Now, I'm going to tell you in the future, you're going to juggle money a little bit. So please manifest for the money to be coming in because it shows that we're going to juggle it a little bit. Past position shows working well with people. So very good. Okay. They're also telling me that there is a wait for that certain amount of money that you make. There really is a wait for that. Do manifest for it to come in. So I do get in this reading a very money minded person. I also get a new beginning. I get the moon card, which tells me that there's some kind of communication with the other side, which is really good. And I do get that you're going to be getting some money that you're supposed to get. It's tied to you in some way. So we're paying back, or it can be inheritance or anything like that, but some money's coming in. Still, it's a wait for that certain amount that you want. My ultimate outcome card that tells me it's a yes on a reunion is the last card here, the 10 of Cups. So I really do feel like there is a new beginning. It may be seeing this person at nighttime. Also, I get the reunion card, which is my 10 of Cups is really my reunion card. Sometimes family reunion, it's happily ever after. It's also a wedding card. So this is my big card of yes. So my answer for you is yes, there will be a reunion with your ex. And that's what I have. Very
That
good.
was great, Debbie. That was lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, let's see. I've chosen Spit. SPIT. Okay, so let's see. I'd really appreciate a reading in regards to my current relationship that recently just ended. The truth of it all, the person I was dealing with kept a lot of secrets from me. Well, first I want to say I'm so sorry to hear that. That is really rough to deal with in the aftermath of somebody that lied to you. Because you have a lot. It causes trust issues. It makes it hard to trust another person after that. Um and then also you just don't know what was true and what wasn't, and that's really unsettling at times. I remember I in the past there was someone that lied to me heavily, and I found out a few things, and then in their explanation of the thing that was already so bad, like it was a terrible thing to hear, right? I found out at a later time that that was also a lie. So it just blew my mind that how can something, like, it's a terrible thing to hear and to say, why would you lie about something like that? And then like because the truth wouldn't be any different, right? It would still be a terrible thing. Like, so the fact that it was just so absurd to me that, like, even the lies, even when I thought I was getting the truth, I was still getting lies, and it was just it was really, I don't even know if the person's name is what they said it was. That's how bad, that's how much it's like, wow, I just can't, nothing you say is valid to me. And yeah, I don't even know if you're who you say you are. Like, you know what I mean? So I understand, and I'm very sorry that you're having to deal with that. Let me say this though. What time the theme of your life right now is the hermit. So to go inward, to keep to self, to isolate self, and to really take time through this transition. Because whether or not you ended it or they ended it, you've walked away from something that was not it was not for you. So that's I know you don't feel well or feel good about it right now, but it was a good thing. Um because, and your advice here, hold on one second. So your challenge right now is walking away, and the Fool is a new beginning. So in the theme of your life, it's the Hermit with the Six of Swords. So isolating self, keeping the self, going inward through this transition, Six of Swords, through this time of change. Then you've got your advice here is, I'm sorry, your challenge here is walking away, Eight of Cups. It says Eight of Emotions. That's just this deck, but it's Eight of Cups. Walking away from something and starting new, the Fool, a new beginning. Your advice here is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords usually means some sort of stagnant energy, some sort of blockage, some sort of opposing forces that you become gridlocked. But I'm not getting that here intuitively. I'm getting, okay, yeah. So the Ten of Pentacles came out here. So your advice here is to lean into the discomfort. Lean into the uncomfortable feeling of feeling stuck and try and see how this is rooted. So the 10 of Pentacles has to do with foundations and roots, family roots, right? So you need to lean into the discomfort and kind of see where in your childhood, where in your foundational roots is this stemming from, these feelings? Because it's bigger than just you and this person. This is a pattern. This is a pattern because of your subconscious programming. And it's not that you aren't good enough for people, or that people are, it's not that all men suck, or, like whatever it is, or not even men, just whoever. It's just your picker's a little bit off. Your picker is a little bit off because of something that has to do with your foundational root and the way you maybe you don't you don't stand up for yourself, and you maybe don't express your needs and don't authentically communicate, because your focus here right now is the Queen of Swords, and that should be setting boundaries, speaking up, putting your foot down, communicating your needs, not accepting less than what you deserve. Because really, ultimately, we treat people how to value us by what we accept. And so when we continually forgive someone, or we continually don't set boundaries, and we continually let people walk all over us, we are teaching them that that is okay. We're not going to go anywhere. You can do that, and you don't have to change or do anything about it for you to still get all these things from me. That's what we teach them. We don't teach. You'd think like, oh, if I stick around and I can, the person might see how much I really, went through for them, and how much um, all the things I accepted, and really, and, they'll do better for me. No, they won't. No, they won't, because you're not actually, you're not, you're devaluing yourself by allowing that. People either step up to the plate or they don't. And so when somebody doesn't, it's not your job to take the plate and put it down to where they are. You just gotta accept the loss of, like, the feeling, and, like, they didn't step up to the plate, time to move on, like, because you don't lower your standards. And so that's the focus here, is recognizing that. And it brings you new opportunities upon recognizing that. Your guardian angel here is to look at not only the betrayal that happened, and to see that it was trying to show you something, but it also is to look at your own way, the ways you betray yourself. Your guardian angel here is to analyze those things, because that is where your key to your freedom lies, in this regard, in this regard. um what are you not giving yourself that you have to get from another person? To so much, you're in so much need of getting this thing from another person, that you won't walk away when you realize that person does not value you, is not respecting you, and does not live up to your standard of what you want and expect. But because you get that thing from them, you're willing to accept that and stay. So what is that thing? That is a question for you to answer. The What you need to release here is, a lot of times when we go through a breakup, we want to remember. It's good to remember the happy moments, but if a person has hurt you, it's not a good thing to discount all those things. And it's like a delicate balance, and it's hard to say here. So of course you should remember, because that's how you heal, right? You choose to remember the good times, and you forgive the bad, and you choose to move on, right? You choose to let go and accept. So there's an element of that here that is important, but at the same time, You don't want to get stuck in a position where you overlook all the bad so much that you're constantly remembering the good and wanting that back and yearning for it when you really know this person's not good for you. And it brings you back to situations that aren't healthy. So that is what you're needing to release here, is this over dramatization of the good that you maybe have continued to hold on to in desperation for what once was. Um, because I bet you won't miss all the times you were made to feel low, and I bet you won't miss all the times you were spoken down to, and I bet you won't miss all the times that this person let you down. Okay, so remember all those times. Right now, you need to remember all those times, because that is what's going to help you move on and realize that this person is not the one for you. Stop defending. Stop defending. Stop defending this person. That's simple as that. And stop apologizing for when people hurt you. Stop apologizing for when people hurt you. You don't need to be the one to mend it and make it better. Okay? Stop betraying self. What you don't see coming, it's right back to the beginning. So the hermit came out again. What you don't see coming is this transformation of self. That once you go inward and once you realize that you don't need this another person, that thing you were getting from this other person, you are able to give yourself. And when you finally give it to yourself, this transformation happens where you will go on to meet somebody who can also give that to you. Because it's really interesting how we get into situations that mirror back our own thoughts of ourselves. We get into situations that mirror back our own thoughts of ourselves, and we will continually do that. And as long as those thoughts are negative and messed up and really, low, um, like poor, how do you say, self-limiting beliefs, we're going to continue to find people and situations that affirm those self-limiting beliefs. Even if that's not what's present and that's not actually what's happening, we will still believe that's what's happening. So it's really important for you to do that deep dive and to clear out anything that is a self-limiting belief, okay? Because that's what continues to get you in this boat. I'm going to pull 2 inner guidance messages. Include and... Oh, well, 2 came out. Gentle, quieted heart and expansion. Okay. So I think what include is talking about, you need to include, you don't need to. So when I say go inward and go to self, I don't mean like cut everyone off, but it just means like a look at a deep dive within. But I think what it's saying is including, I think you keep to yourself so much, you don't really like let anything out. So talk to somebody about it. Talk to someone. And this expansion happens when you are able to really get down to the bottom of what's in your heart, because right now you're in your head and you're going through these loops and you're doing like these mental gymnastics of things, and you really need to shut that all down and start to feel more. So think less, feel more, because your answers lie within the heart, and you will, in a quiet space, you will have that information come through. Okay, and this may be in the presence of another, but that's all I have for you this evening.
That was great. Okay. Nia. Okay, I have an answer about the pool. Um, Nia, I read for you before, and I tend not to remember anybody's reading, but the first card that came down is one of talent for you. That you do something really well, it gives you a lot of emotional joy and success. This comes out for you. Usually, if it comes down first, as it did, or fourth, I'm usually talking to someone who's very talented. So I want to let you know that. Crossing you in temporary energy is the thought of maybe in the future we're going to be going in a little bit different direction, which is a positive thing. You're going to go forward to your future. But they are showing me for right now and in the future to please sit on your money. Don't spend it, budget it out, okay? I do get that you're multi-skilled and very responsible. That's in your past position. When we talk about the pool, I get that it would be a challenging thing. I also get that you are really stuck on the decision and that you should really save your money up. And Spirit does say that money's going to be a lot better in the future, as well as they are just hinting if you're going to spend a little money, why not a trip, an adventure? Okay. I do get, again, you're unsure. I took some extra cards, and it really does tell me again if you try to do that now, it really wouldn't work out, and that in the future is the best time to get that desire. And then I took three more cards that says money's going to really improve, come in on a regular basis with the potential to grow. Also, there's a new opportunity of money coming in for you in a job or something, but there's more money coming in. And I really do feel like they are saying clearly, not right now on the pool. All right. And that's what I have for you.
That was great, Debbie.
Do you want me to put your QR code up?
Sure.
Okay, let's do that. And now for our lovely commercial.
So you can scan this QR code, this lovely QR code I made. You can print that out. You can put it on a T-shirt. You can make a banner. You can make a kite out of it and do a drone show in the sky and, all that. But make sure you get other people to scan it and you scan it. It'll take you to my booking site where you can see all the services I offer. It is more than just tarot readings. But yeah, go ahead and take a look. And if you're interested in a private session, then book here.
Thank you.
And now a word from our sponsor. No, I'm kidding.
Have you seen the plane that's pulling the banner
Yeah.
across?
Yeah.
That's what they need to do. Pull
Yeah.
that thing. Yeah.
That would be lovely. Okay, wait. So I'm selecting James Helen.
Okay, and he has a question, and he said, "Do donations get your question to be read next? And
Yes,
how much are donations?"
I actually responded to that. So I said how we select people for a reading is totally random, and we just kind of go and pick one.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no list, and we do not prioritize anybody based on a donation because we want equal opportunity for everyone to receive a reading, because these are free readings at the end of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
But James, you've been selected, so I'm going to. So it says, can I get messages from Spirit regarding my relationship with P, the Cancer woman? I'm a Gemini. All righty. So just a moment more.
Nia, I do have a job coming for you. Okay, that was in the last three cards. So you have the Ace of Pentacles, so you will get a job. All right.
Okay. Well, James, I'm gonna ask. I have a question, James. What's the status of the relationship right now? Is it? I want to make sure I'm reading this right, and I'm gonna say I don't see that the relationship is doing very well. So can you please confirm the status of your relationship with this person? I'm just seeing, just waiting while I pull the rest of the cards.
I'm going to be doing Pretty Babe next.
Wait, I missed it. Debbie, did you say you see a job coming for Nia?
Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles was in the last three cards.
Last week, we asked on the pendulum if she got this new position, and I remember it said yes. So that's I love it when Debbie and my readings confirm or validate each other, and it
Um,
just shows how connected we are. I love
yeah, it
it.
says money's going to come in on a regular basis and that there's a job for her. I didn't know that, so I didn't hone in on this specific job, but there's a job and the money's going to be good. It's good.
Okay. All right, James, thank you for confirming that, because that means I was looking at this the wrong way, and I'm going to look at it the other way now. So, because, sometimes there's, depending on circumstances, it can go one way or the other. So, I was looking at it the wrong way. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, the Three of Cups came out here. So, that's already a friendship, and it sounds like that's what you just described. The things are progressing. We're not committed yet. So there's this like friendship element to it, which is great, because friendship is a very strong factor in a relationship. You feel like this sense of belonging, though. You feel like this sense of appreciation. And that's also a great thing. You guys have the world shows that sense of belonging, sense of appreciation, this feeling of there's like this calling, right? And also it shows this transition that's happening. So one cycle's coming to an end and another is beginning, and that could be in the relationship, becoming something more. I do see a lot of communication. Knight of Voices, which is the Knight of Swords. There's a lot of communication here. And again, that's a good thing. Ultimately, you guys are trying to maintain this balance and actually reach this balance of temperance here, which is harmony, peace, balance. And oh, you just got a really good card come out. So I'm going to say this. Oh, temperance again. Seven of Pentacles, temperance, and the Knave of Swords, which is the Page of Swords, and then the Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so here, let me go through the rest of these ones first. Death. Death is a transition. Death is a new beginning. It's it's a rebirth. So this looks like you're transitioning from friendship to a deeper relationship with this person. It looks like it goes well. It looks like it's promising. I do see that this being a reciprocal relationship that becomes of this. Because the temperance again is also showing balance. So in the original depiction of the card, it's kind of in this card, you can see they're pouring into from one cup into the other. And so that's to show that we must fill our own cup before we can fill another's, right? And so it's like this sense of, and it also shows balance, the unity and balance. So that is important here, because if you're not showing up with a full cup, then you're depleting yourself in trying to pour into another's. And I don't see that being the case here. So again, this is good. Now, the card I said, oh, you got a really good card, is the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles means tending to the garden, watering the garden, putting in the effort, taking the time to sow the seeds, and kind of, you reap what you sow, right? You reap what you sow. So there's also an element of the Seven of Pentacles that talks about friendship slowly transforming into a deeper relationship, into a commitment, into becoming. So friends becoming more. And right from the jump, I was talking about you having a friendship with this person. You confirmed that in the chat, and now the Seven of Pentacles came out, showing that it is moving toward the commitment. I also see in the bottom of the deck, which is represents what you don't see coming, it also represents the commitment there. So I would say this is a very promising relationship that's moving toward that. At the bottom of the deck, aka what you don't see coming, Knight of Cups, Knight of Emotions in this deck, Knight of Cups, and the Two of Wands. So the Knight of Cups is dating, love, romance. The Two of Wands is two people congregating together, making plans about the future. So this to me says you guys are going to start to get more serious. You guys are going to start to make goals together, and you guys are going to start to move toward that commitment. I would just speak up about it. I'm sure you've already talked about it a bit or hinted at it, but indirect communication is not communication that is understood by both people. So be direct and just stop hinting at it. If you're only hinting at it, just say it. Just say, I'm interested in taking, I'm interested in being more serious about this. I'm interested in only you, and I would like to make it official. You know, whatever it is, but just be direct about it. Don't beat around the bush. Um, because you know, a lot of times we think, oh, it might scare a person away, but I mean, a person who wants the same thing, it won't scare them away. So you can tell somebody. You don't have to be like, I'm head over heels in love with you, and I want to marry you, and I want you to be my blah, blah, blah. You don't have to do all that. But you can say, you know, I'm obviously interested in you, and I feel like you are interested in me. And, you know, I date with the intention of it actually becoming, you know, serious and having a committed relationship. I don't intend to waste my time with someone who's not on the same page or looking for the same thing. And, you know, I can feel this going that direction. I was wondering how you feel about it and if that's something you're interested in, you know? So that's a great way to just say to them, like, without having to say, like, I'm in love with you and I want to be with you the rest of my life. And this is, you know, and all that. So you could just let them know, you know, that you're feeling it. Um, Transformation came out again. So, like I said, the world and the death card both show that this is definitely transforming into something more. And empower self. I feel like you've only spoken indirectly about it because you actually don't feel too confident. You don't have this you don't actually think that it is sustainable or you know, over a long it doesn't have that you couldn't have longevity with this person, and maybe that's because of some self-limiting or uh, low self-esteem beliefs about yourself. So you need to empower yourself by a great way to empower ourselves is through our communication and our voice. Our voice is so powerful. Our words are powerful. Okay, so be mindful of the words you say in your head too, just to yourself. Try and transform those. Try and be conscious of those. Anytime you start negatively speaking about yourself, interrupt that voice, because you have this lower ego kind of on like broken record intrusive thoughts voice that comes through and says all these, like, you know, your inner critic, right? And that one's kind of on just like automatic. But you have a higher conscious voice as well that you can interrupt that voice with. So every time you start to say, I'm no good, or I'm this, or this is, I failed at this, or I like this, blah, 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 whatever it is, you can interrupt that voice and counter what it's saying. And you have to be conscious of this. And it takes constant practice, probably over the course. I mean, I would say it took me about 3 years to really, really battle that voice. And now that when that voice comes in, it's almost instantaneous that first of all, I don't believe it. Second of all, it's it's so in the back of my mind that I barely hear it. And like sometimes it'll get through, but then I'm just like it's so easy for me to just go, no, 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 no. Like no, none of that. Stop it. Stop it. It's That's silly for me to think that. Right? So it comes in and it goes right out. And it took me about 3 years to get to that, of continually countering this voice and continually, you know, saying what it's you no longer run the show. I have a conscious voice that's higher than this, and I can override you. So I also call it the bitch, nobody invited, right? So our inner critic can be the bitch that no one invited a lot of the time. But anyway, empower self, and this brings about a huge transformation, not only in your life but in your relationship as well with this person. And I do see it going well for you too. Okay, that's all I have for you this evening.
Yeah, that was great. I am going with Pretty Babe. I do have your future. You know what? I'll just call you Pretty. The first card that came down is my Empress card, which is my home card. All about the home, all about the house, getting a house or making a house comfortable. I feel like this represents you right now, is really all about a house. I want to tell you that you have a career opportunity, but right now it's just crossing over you in temporary energy. So it's something for the future. And I do see it. In the future, I do get you getting your reward, almost like your ships come in. Everything that you want, whatever you put out to the universe or out to the world, comes into you. So, very, very good. I think you may have just got a little bit of good news. So, it shows me for your future, you're going to actually go back in the past, get an idea that you already had, and bring it forward to use. It shows me that you have the wonderful talent card, and that you are going to maybe have accolades of what you do so well and be celebrated for it. So we get that you get to use these great talents of yours. It shows me a little bit time where you're going to not see clearly. Ask your angels to give you the gift of clarity. But regardless, I see you going on a new beginning. I do feel like it's going to be really good. I also get you working really well with people. And then you have this time to go along with the flow. Like, drama free. Whatever's good for everybody's good for you. I took more cards because I wanted to know more about your future. I do have a very loving, romantic person here. I saw the word surf. I do get a masculine energy, very much liking the water. And I get my Ace of Cups, which means open for a relationship and love. It's also a fertility card, by the way. And that an idea comes to you and you jump on it fast and you are victorious. You're going to implement an idea and go in a new direction in your life. So you have a lot of good things coming in, all good. And that's what I have for you.
That was lovely, Debbie.
Thank
Um,
you.
I was writing something to James in the chat. Um, so yeah, I was just essentially saying that the a title, because he said she's expressed the need for her to work on herself before she wants to fully commit. So I was saying a title doesn't necessarily mean so much. I mean, it's nice to have, I guess, yeah. But really, it's about like the actions of one another. It's like because you could very well, maybe have the talk, maybe have a conversation about exclusivity. Like, are you seeing other people? Is she seeing other people? Do you guys only see each other? If you and so have that conversation. Um, because a title's not so important if that's already happening through your guys' actions. You know what I mean? Like, do you really need the title to identify it that way? If your actions already are identifiable in that way, like if you guys have exclusivity through your actions, the title's irrelevant. Um, at the same time, and so then maybe if you still feel uncomfortable without the title, then maybe look at how your own like how much that title actually means to you, and is that just a safety net for your own insecurities, because and maybe for your distrust in another person, like would that title help you trust more? And if that's the case, that might be an issue of with insecurity within yourself, because if your actions both are proving exclusivity, then what does the title matter? You know what I mean? I mean, I'm gonna say I'm the type of person that still believes it's nice to have. So I do get it in that regard. But if if that person, what her saying she's not ready and she needs to focus on herself more, it's a don't say this to her, because then it's gonna sound like you're like, trying to solve her problems and coerce her into a relationship, and you don't want to do that. But what it actually is this fear of it's like a fear of commitment kind of in a way, but it's because we have this, it's like almost beat into us in society that we have to achieve these certain things before we can have a relationship. Before I can do this, I have to have all this, right? And really it's just this like absurd fallacy, really. We don't need to. You can have a relationship at any time. You don't have to have XYZ in order to be in a relationship. We actually learn through our relationships how to grow and obtain certain things. So, and they're a great support system. So you're ready for a relationship if you want to have a relationship, period. It's not contingent upon you having a house first. It's not contingent upon you having a car first. It's not contingent upon you finishing school. They're two completely separate things. And life oftentimes requires that we intertwine these things and manage both simultaneously. So, her being afraid is just it's an insecurity she has of herself about her ability to be able to actually maintain a relationship along with the other things that are going on in her life. And that's valid. Feelings are valid. But it doesn't mean she doesn't have feelings for you. It doesn't mean that she's unable to have a relationship. So maybe just talk to her about, the exclusivity thing and see if you're okay with that, moving forward with that. But I would give her space and I would give her time because it sounds like you guys got a good thing going. And I wouldn't ruin that by demanding, a title. That's all I have for you.
I thought we could help out. Al- Allison. Allison, there's a lot of ways to find a mentor that people sit down and tell you the steps and where you go and all that, depending on, what kind of mentor you want. But I'm going to talk to you about the spiritual side of things. And so if you want a mentor, you can manifest for that person to come in. And so one of the ways to manifest is commanding energy. Universe, I want is what you say. Say out loud, universe, I want. There's a blank, fill it in. So my advice would be to ask for the perfect mentor for you to come into your life sooner than later. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But you also talk to your spirit guides who are also your mentors and say, I want a physical mentor to come in and help me and cross paths with them and make this happen. So talk to your spirit guides just out loud. Spirit guides, hey, I really want a mentor to come in. Maddie, do you have any other to add to that?
Yeah, I would say when manifesting, you want to think of the benefit that would, I'm sorry, the benefit for the collective. So it's fine to want things personally, right? But a great way to fast track manifesting is to think of how it would benefit those around you and the collective, because ultimately, when it's a matter of like we are all one, right? So like consciousness exists and then we all have a piece of it and we're all experiencing these things in different different perspectives. But there's a collective conscious that goes on in this, like, in the background, right? So when you can think on terms of that, that's when your manifestations come in. So, for example, it'd be like you can want that job, you can want that person, you can want that mentor, but how would you getting that thing benefit the world around you? So, for example, if it's like a relationship, okay, if we know people in relationships, when they're in healthy relationships, they thrive, they're happy, they're glowing, they're able to tend more to the things that maybe they're working like creative arts or whatever, and like all these things, right? So when you're happy and you're thriving, you're able to be this lively person that gets things done. So, in that regard of you getting that relationship, it would put you in a state of happiness and well being that would be so beneficial to you getting all these, or facilitating all these other opportunities for others to get that, position, or to do, you know what I mean? So, if you can think of it in terms of that, how would you getting the mentor put you in a position to where that would benefit people around you? Because you would then be able to share that information or be in a better space to treat others more kindly or with more grace. Think of it on terms of that. So that's one major thing, is not, you can want that thing selfishly, which is fine, it's not selfish, but think of it in terms of how it would benefit the collective, and that's when you fast track it. Also, you want to affirm it, like Debbie was saying. So calling it in and affirming it as if it's already here. And the other part that's so important that people really overlook is the emotion. So, our emotions are really, really powerful. And our subconscious mind and our conscious mind, we can't tell the difference. Our body can't tell the difference. between what's happened. So really, the world works in this way: input, output, input, output. What's in here manifests out here. It's just a little delayed. It's like thunder to lightning. I'm sorry, it's like lightning to thunder. So this is the lightning, this is the thunder. If we don't like what we're seeing, we need to change our input, which is our perspective. And so when we think of it in that way, um, our subconscious is really imprinted with repetition and emotion, repetition and emotion. So when you're visualizing the thing you want to also bring your body into the state of emotion that it would be in if you had that thing. So when you got that mentor, how would you feel? How would you feel? Embody that and feel that. And it might seem a little crazy. You're like, wow, I feel like a crazy person. But I mean, part of it kind of is. So like be that crazy person, be a little delusion, be a little delusional, and go into the feeling of the emotion of like, wow, I visualize this mentor. I feel it. I'd be so happy. Like make your smile, make yourself feel the happiness, make yourself feel the thing. And also think about how it would benefit the collective. You'll see that mentor come into your life. I mean, almost immediately that way. But
What what people talk about is a ripple effect. I binge watched all these people that died and came back, and they said that the higher power of God told them that part of what you do in this life ripples and affects others. And so that was really interesting for the collective. Let's talk about putting motion into manifesting, because I have a client that did that when she asked God that she could win the lottery. And that night she won the lottery.
I mean,
She put emotion into that communication. So I do this a lot. And one time that I said, I wonder if I have a soulmate on this earth right now, I put emotion to it and said, I don't want anything but to meet this person. And I put that emotion to meet my soulmate if they're here. I'm interested to see if they're here. And this person contacted me, came right over to my house and said, I'm your soulmate. And I said, I know you are. And so that's a long, crazy story, but yeah.
that's
And so the deal is it's really good to make sure that you are affecting emotion into when you're whatever you're manifesting for.
very important.
So
That's how I met my husband, honestly. I wrote down all the things I wanted in a person, and I let go and let God. I visualized it happening in my mind, and I put the emotion behind it, and I then just was like, I said, "Thank you so much. Thank you so much." It's
being
like I already
gratitude.
affirmed it as if it was happening.
Yeah,
And 2 weeks later, I met my husband, and he met every single check mark on the list that I made
bless.
that I want in a person. So,
Well, that's great. Well, we are over our hour quite a bit here. So we are here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. If we didn't get to you, please come back to another show and say, hey, you didn't get to me on the last show. And we'll try to get to do a reading for you and include you. But we couldn't get to everybody today.
yes, thank you so much for joining us. Like Debbie said, we're here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Pacific Standard Time at 6:30 p.m. Okay, so come back Wednesday. It'll be Wisdom Wednesday. We'll have fun, and I really appreciate you joining this evening. I hope you have a nice night.
Bye, everybody. Thank